You'll see the touchline from last night. This area, do they have more seats, I wonder? You've got laser team and pyrotechnics over on that desk over there. That's where all the lasers are going to be controlled from. I was just talking to those boys. What time did you get in this morning? What time were you here?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock this morning? Yeah. And you're doing what? Tell us very
lasers.
quickly. Let me grab this. Let me grab this mic. What do you do? Lasers?
I'm doing the lasers.
Tell me about what you've had to do to prepare.
We've had to rig all the lasers up here.
Where are they? What, up on this?
There's one up there, there's two down on the floor at the back.
Yep.
Just cable up and get it all ready for the show.
So 3 a.m. you arrived?
3 a.m. arrive.
Are you done? Are you ready?
We're ready. We're waiting for an inspection, but we're ready.
Good man. Thank you very much. We'll leave you to it. There we go. Laser team here. Mind the cables, because we've got loads of cables here. We don't want to fall over. This has been built, the stage, which is going to be part of the ring walks as well. Can we walk on this, boys? Is this safe? Yeah, we can come up on here. Let's have a look on here. Don't go on that side. OK, this is where they will be standing. Imagine you've got a guy in the ring who wants to punch you in the head repeatedly, and you've got to stand here in front of 80,000 people baying for blood tonight on Wembley Stadium on Sky Box. What time are you boys in today?
3 a.m.
Can we ask you a question? You've built this stage, right? What's your name? Where are you from?
Adam, and I'm from Wakefield.
You come all the way down on a bus, you told me earlier?
Yeah, we're on a tour bus, so we're sleeping over in the car park.
So you slept in the car park, you came in at 3 a.m. to start building this stage?
Yes, and we did all the pyro as well.
You've done all that as well. Are you nearly finished? When do you think you're finished?
Yeah, we've just done some alterations to it, and we'll be done in half an hour.
Ahead of schedule?
Yeah.
Good man, well done. Right, let's crack on. They've knocked that bit down, so we can't walk on that. Let's keep going this way, because you will see that there will be a little ramp that comes just down here, which is where the fighters will walk. If you are on the floor seats in row Z and Y, there's a good chance that you might get a boxer walking in between you down to the ring. Block J looks like a pretty good block for me. J for Jamie, my cameraman, who's doing a sterling job. I'm not sure how close we're supposed to get because we don't have a yellow vest on or a hard hat. Look at this guy up here, building the lights. Unbelievable. The ring is almost ready.
Andy Burton giving us a great tour there of how this incredible stadium has been transformed this morning from a football arena into a boxing arena. And what an arena. And if there are any two gentlemen in the country who are looking forward to this more than these two, then I want to meet them. Adam Smith and Johnny Nelson. The life and soul of boxing at Sky Sports join us live today on Sky Sports News. Adam, I want to talk to you.
Yep.
First things first, have you been home? Have you been here all night?
I did go home for a few hours sleep, but not much. We were here last night. Everyone was buzzing about the fight, of course, despite, I mean, England had a game to play, but the players afterwards, Gerrard and Rooney, they just wanted to talk about the fight. And I stayed out and had a look at the pitch as it was starting to be laid, and so I sort of got away about 1 o'clock and went home, got a few hours kip. When I came back, I mean, look at this. It's absolutely fantastic. And I think hats off to all the operational team who have managed this extremely tight turnaround to make it into, well, what they are down there at the moment, this boxing unbelievable venue for tonight.
It's amazing, Adam. Adam's right, Johnny. I mean, there's pressure on Froch and there's pressure on Groves. There's pressure on those fellas behind us, and they have got it together.
My bottle's gone. So the first time I came in here and I've seen a football match was yesterday, England against Peru.
That's right.
I know my football. Well done. And I thought, wow. Now, can you imagine this place being full for two guys fighting? To me, I was like thinking, even trying to think fight, thinking like a fight, I thought, I bubbled. My bottle's gone. I think I'd be so nervous. So for these two, this shows the pinnacle.
You used to have a few hundred, didn't you, watch here?
Yeah, a few hundred, and that's of world title defences, yeah. They had more in at the weigh-in than they did in my title fights. So this is the chance for these two guys to show how supreme they are at the level they're at. This is like top-class level, because to deal with the pressure of 80,000 people watching you in Wembley, it's a lot on your shoulders. They are making history, and they know they're making history. I think they realised that at the press conference on Thursday. They must have been about 200 pressmen in front of them, and they're kind of like rabbits caught in the headlights, thinking, what is going on here? Then the weigh-in yesterday, about 3,000–4,000 people turned up for the weigh-in. In a UK event, That is more than I got for fights.
It's like a Vegas win, Jim. It was reminiscent of when Ricky Hatton went over there. But, I mean, this is unprecedented.
We've never seen this before, have we? We could never have imagined 80,000 turning up for this.
Not at all. I mean, my first year at Sky Sports was 1994. We had the Chris Eubank World Tour in 95. We came to the old Wembley to see Frank Bruno lift the world title against Oliver McCall. I think there was 30,000 there for that night. We've had an open air at Hampden Park, haven't we, for Tyson Savarese, which was in the rain. We had Ricky Hatton fighting in front of 58,000 at the Etihad. David Hay, Klitschko outdoors in Hamburg, but nothing like this. 80,000 for a fight. And the beautiful thing about this is that nobody, not even the fighters themselves, deep down, know who's going to win.
And this is how big it is as well. If the likes of Sugar Ray Leonard are trying to get in to just come and watch, they will come. They just want to watch this fight. You know, these guys are fun. They're excited about this. The other side of the pond. Andre Ward's supposed to be the best man in the division. Now, if I was supposed to be so good, you know, the best man out there, and I can't get a crowd like this to watch me fight, guys that he's thinking, well, I beat him. And that guy shouldn't be able to tie my shoelaces. There's something wrong. It's about bums on seats, excitement.
I mean, Johnny, you've been there, done it. What did these two boys do today, Froch and Groves? What are they up to? Like, as it gets closer?
This is the frustrating time because you can't train. You can eat now, you can relax, but you don't want to relax too much. And all you're thinking about, for George, it's Carl. For Carl, it's George. That's all they're thinking about. No matter what conversation, you may meet Carl or George and he'll talk to you, but in his head he's thinking, you're the last person on his mind. He thinks about his opponent more than he does his wife. And this is how serious this thing is. These guys are consumed with each other. So it'll be a massive anticlimax, regardless of what happens after the fight's done. A massive anticlimax because it's like two lovers breaking up. And so when the lights go out tonight, boom, this is going to be good.
And Adam, before these huge fights, and this is bigger than anything, you always see the fights, but these two genuinely dislike each other, don't they?
They don't like each other one little bit. Or certainly don't in the last couple of years. I think somebody dug up a tweet that they'd shared maybe 2-3 years ago when they sort of wished each other well. But since George Groves, well, Carl Froch, he sort of found that George disrespected him from the word go. When the fight was announced, you know, Carl, let's be honest, he's been around the world, he's been in the Super 6 tournament, he's done everything, hasn't he? He's fought the top Americans, he's been this warrior, and I think he felt straight away that George just was disrespecting him totally, and I think that really wound him up first time. No question that George won the psychological battle before their first fight, and then he went in and did what he said he was going to do at the press conference. So there was real dislike before that one, and then afterwards, of course, the way that George complained about the controversial stoppage, which, yes, everyone thought it was, but the way he went on and on and on about it and forced the mandated rematch, I think that annoyed Carl even more. They don't like each other one little bit. And I hope that after tonight there will be respect between the pair. I really do. But whether they'll ever hang out together, be friends, I just can't see it because they're totally different personalities.
Sure thing. That's a great point Adam's making.
You know?
They're not going to be pals after this, are they? Listen, I can't see it. No.
Listen, again, it's two different personalities. Carl Froch is black or white. There's no grey area. George Groves is weird. Now, you've got many types of weird. You've got nasty weird, you've got kind weird. George is just, you cannot assess him. So George, he will come in and be your best pal, or be your weirdest pal. But you'll never be able to pre-think him. He'll outthink you every time, and that's what rattles Carl because he's thinking, what is going on here?
Carl's a man's man. George is an eccentric, bright, intelligent, and different. Yeah, he's a bit of a loner.
Weird. Yes. Weird. Deep, if you like. He's a deep thinker.
They're both great guys, Jim.
They are. This is a father-son moment. This is one of those things where in a few years' time, some young kid's going to be saying, I was at that with my mum or my dad. Yeah. I remember watching that in front of the TV. I remember watching it at the cinema or going to Wembley. This is one of those moments, and that's what makes this very, very special. It's not a fight you'll forget about in a week's time, a month's time, a year's time. We're talking years' time. This is one of those fights.
Because it's gone deep into the casual sports fans, this one. They've got excited because it was a great fight last time. There was that bitterly disputed ending, the cheers, the boos, you know, the needle. And now you put the personalities in, the fact they don't like each other, 50-50 fight. You ask 10 people, they say Froch, 10 people, they say Groves. It's a perfect concoction and the perfect stage.
I've said Carl Froch from day one. from day one. Carl Froch has got his nomics done from day one. This week,
But he's changing.
I'm starting to change, and I can't. But I want to slap myself around the face. You know, I'm thinking, what are you thinking, Nelson? I'm sticking with Carl Froch, but George Groves has done everything right, said everything right, acted right. I rate him. I think he's played the media perfectly. He's played the mind games perfectly. He's gone under everybody's skin perfectly. And if I didn't know him, I'd want to be one of his friends. But it's just one of those.
Boys, I know you've got a very, very busy schedule. You've got a big meeting coming up, of course, as all the work behind us is ongoing. But just before the two of you go, we have been speaking to another member of your team for our Behind the Mic series. Here is just a sneak preview. Have a look.
Coming up on Sports Saturday, I'll tell you how my career could have took me to Hollywood. Instead, it puts me with Johnny Nelson.
They put him with Johnny Nelson, and Johnny Nelson was glad about that. Glenn McCrory. How do you two get on? You good pals?
Oh, Glenn, sometimes I'll get a midnight call from Glenn saying, I'd have done you back in the day. And that's because Adam winds him up saying Nelson would have done you. So,
well, see, that's the thing, that because they were both cruiserweights, and they never fought. Yeah. And Glenn maybe would have had a good start, but Johnny would have come up behind him and possibly beaten him. So Glenn doesn't like that.
You guys are the kings of the one-liners, and I always do remember Glenn McCrory saying about Evander Holyfield, why does he keep fighting? He's got enough money, he could air-condition hell. And I always thought, what a line that is. What is ahead for you two?